Hey guys, Christina here, and today I have a look for you and a review of this book and the curriculum that goes along with it. It is The History of the Ancient World from the Earliest Accounts to the Fall of Rome by Susan Weiss Bauer. She is the author of Story of the World. That's why her name may sound familiar. So my son, who is in grade 10, recently finished going through this book, and we were using the curriculum for the year, so I'm going to share my thoughts on it and a look at it. First though, if you're new here, we are a family of 5 that homeschools in the Maritimes. We have children currently in grades 1, 4, 7, 8, and 10. So I'll give you a look at everything now. So this is what the book looks like. It is thick. I think it's just over 850 pages. It's very thick, hardcover. I'm pretty sure it comes in an audio format, and I have a feeling it might come as like an online readable. I'm not sure. I apologize for the noise too. My house is always noisy. There's always stuff going on. So, inside the book, this is the table of contents. So there's a list of maps and illustrations, acknowledgements, and the preface. And then it has different parts to it, and within each part there's chapters. I want to say is there 89 chapters altogether? Let's see. 85. So 85 chapters. Then there's the notes, the works cited, the permissions, and the index. I'll give you a look at what the chapters look like. Let's choose one in the middle here, near the beginning. So here, chapter 9. There's a map, and the writing, there's footnotes. There's a little timeline graphic, and then you're into the next one. Choose another one over here. You can see what that looks like. So Cyrus the Great. And so this book is very, very in-depth. I mean, like I said, I'm sure it's 850. Yeah, it's like 860, 870 pages. So it's a very in-depth and thick book. Now, I bought the study guide and the answers and everything through the website, part of the Well-Trained Mind. They often have sales. I think I got it 40% off, and I just printed and bound it myself. So I'll give you a look. I have 2 different sections here. This would be the student's book. So in the back are all the maps, and it gives them the information, what they need to do with the maps in this first part here. So each chapter is set up kind of the same way. They have your heading. They have this first section. Write a 1 or 2 sentence answer explaining the significance of each item listed below. There's a comprehension section. Write 2 to 3 sentences to answer each of the following questions. Then there's your critical thinking, which is usually just 1, sometimes 2 questions. And then these are your instructions for the map, what to do for that map that day. So I'll show you another one. Let's see, further back. Here's 50. So again, it's set up in the same way. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, and this one does not have a map in it. Most of them do though. So that's what the student book looks like. So then here is the answer key. And so it's set up in the same way, but it has the answers, and it also has the page number and the paragraph that the answer comes from, which I really, really liked and appreciated, because I was not reading the book along with my child, and so this made it so much easier to find the answers. But again, it's just set up exactly the same way. And that's the answer book. Like that. So those are the 3 parts to this curriculum. So I think I'll just quickly go back and explain why we chose this curriculum. My son was able to choose his own history curriculum this year, and I had got this book out from the library like the year before and had him kind of look at it, and he read some of it and he actually found it really interesting and he liked it. We've used A Story of the World for many years, and so I felt like maybe that was a good place to kind of start, as he is my oldest and I don't have a whole lot of experience with high school social studies or history. And he liked it, and so we went ahead and decided for him to do it. Now, I picked up the curriculum that went along with it because I kind of felt like you can't just read a book for history in high school, right? Like, you need to do more. And so I had him, what we would do, I'll look at these sections here. So I would have him do the first section in writing. We would do this section orally, and then we would do the third section he would do in writing, and then he did the maps. And we made it about halfway through, and it was just taking a lot of my time. A lot of my time. He was doing 3, and then he was doing 4 lessons a week because he wanted to do 4. And he just wasn't enjoying it. And I felt a bit like I was taking the joy of history, of learning history, and his interest away. And I didn't want to do that. We don't do credits. We don't do a transcript at this point. And so I felt like I would rather have him have that love of learning and that love of history than to kind of have him lose it through all this writing, and I don't want to call it busy work, but the work that came with it. And so after halfway through, we decided that he would continue to read the book and that he would go through those questions on his own as a review and just answer them himself, just orally. He didn't have to write them down, you know, in his mind. And then he would continue doing the maps. And so he finished the second half of the course out that way. Now, normally I don't do reviews unless it's a curriculum that we have completed. But I feel like because we did the first half and then he did part of the curriculum for the second half, I can give a bit more feedback, and that's why I decided to do this review. So he liked the book, he liked the topic, he was interested in it, he learned a lot, but he didn't like the review and the work that went along with it, I guess. I felt like the maps were really valuable. The book is so detailed. I mean, super detailed, so you're learning a lot, you're gaining a lot of knowledge. And I don't know if my other children will use this book or in this curriculum or not. I feel like history is kind of, they get to choose their own history in high school. This child's interested in the sciences, which is another reason I didn't really want to push the history, because he doesn't want to be a historian. I just wanted him to have a well-rounded historical view, but one that he enjoyed and he wanted to learn more about. There are other books in the series. He is not going to use the next book next year. We do know that. He wants to do a specific time period, and so I found a different resource for him. But some of my other children may use it. I don't know. So it's not like a curriculum where I'm like, nope, didn't like it, not gonna use it again. And it's not one where I'm like, loved it, great, every kid's gonna use it. So I hope this kind of gives you some information and helps you understand the course a little bit better. I always try and answer any questions I can in the comment section down below. But hopefully I've done a bit of justice to help you if you're trying to decide on history for next year, and hopefully it's been helpful. If you have any questions, like I said, leave them down below. Otherwise, I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.